Okay. Coach, going into the start of practice now, how would you characterize this year's team as a whole?
Well, Dave, we're excited about starting practice. I'd say overall, on paper, you're going to see more depth. We have more versatility than we've had in the past, more ball handling. We have Shauna Johnson, who's one of the best players in the country. Bridget and Mare are a year older. Jada Buckley's healthy. So that's a good start. We had TT Starks off a redshirt year. Heather Bovey's a fifth-year senior. So I think that there's more pieces than we've had. Now it's just a matter of trying to put them together. And obviously there needs to be more motivation from intrinsically about the way we played last year. And, there's a lot of things that happen to this team that were out of their control. But at the end of the day, it's still about winning and losing. And it's still about you are what your record says you are. And we got to do a better job for our fans. We got to do a better job of being a positive part of the Iowa State athletic department, and I think our kids understand that. They're smart. We had a great off season as far as kind of getting connected and getting people here, and the strength and conditioning piece of it's been good. So overall, everybody's excited when practice starts, but we truly are ready to go, and it'll be fun to see what we can do.
If that depth can hold up and everybody stays healthy, how much different can that make this season?
Oh, it'll make it completely different. It really will. We have some skilled kids. We have the depth. Obviously we're not the biggest team, and rebounding will be an issue. But at the same time, if you look at our team and what we lost and what we gained, we gained a lot more than we lost as far as numbers of bodies and depth and years of experience and things like that. So our schedule's hard, especially early in the Big 12 is always what it always is. So who knows what our record's going to be. But if we stay healthy, there's no question we're a better team. What your record is at the end, I don't know. But there's no question our team will be better and more competitive.
You mentioned versatility, too, and you talked earlier about almost like a point guard by committee type of situation. Yeah. How do you see that working out?
I'm a little nervous about it, but Jada Buckley is a great guard, but we need her to score more, and I think that if we can get her off the ball a little bit, instead of initiating offense and making the pass, we need somebody throwing it to her. She can't pass it to herself. So I think that part of it is going to be something that we're going to have to really work through, and then developing some post depth. But the point guard play, whoever it is, and whether it's Jada or someone else, because whoever plays there moves someone else to another spot. So that dynamic and that domino effect is probably the number one thing that if you said what's the one thing we got to get done before Santa Barbara on November 11th, I would say how do we rotate and play our point guard position.
With Shauna Johnson, what's kind of the next step for her now as a senior?
Yeah, that's hard. It's hard to be better when you're the only player in the country to have 17 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists a game. It's not one of the only one. It's hard to say, hey, you got to be better. I think for Shauna, though, it's her last year. She's been healthy all fall. And I think if you want to be put down or on a list of one of the best players ever or one of those players, that combination goes with winning games, too. So she's had a great career. You wanted to see her healthy. You want our fans to really enjoy watching her play her last year. But and I think I tell the seniors all the time, you got to leave a piece of you behind. And what, some of them have left body parts and a few other things, but most of it is, it's a leadership thing, it's an accountability thing, it's about impacting success on a daily basis, and when she leaves here, do the kids around her understand what it means to wear that jersey, and I think she's ready to do that and wants to go out in a way that is truly special.
With Meredith Burkhall and Bridget Carlton coming back for their second seasons, what's the next step for them?
I think right off the bat, Dave, you know as well as I do that move from freshman to sophomore year is a big one, and just the idea of now you know what's coming. Physically, they were really worn down at the end of last year. We had to play them too many minutes. We got to manage their minutes better. Bridget's summer with Canada basketball, she came in with an amazing amount of confidence. Mare is the same thing, and Mare's is more, she understands everything. She's in the best shape of her life. She's a kid that truly, I think all these kids are excited to play at Iowa State. I don't know that there's many kids more excited or honored to wear an Iowa State uniform than Meredith Burke Hall, and that goes a long way too. So they're a big part of our team this year, obviously, but they're a big part of our team over a 4-year period, and sometimes that drives a kid as well. So I think they're both ready to go, and there won't be any sophomore slump. I just don't see that coming from either one of them, and they're ready to go.
You have a very international flavor for this year's team.
Yeah.
What's that been like, getting to know some of these folks from other cultures?
It's been interesting. They're amazing kids. I think the one thing, Dave, that has really impressed me the most is they are so grateful for the opportunity. I mean, I think they have thanked me more than any player we've ever had. It's just the chance to attend Iowa State, to live in such a special community as Ames, to play at Iowa State. They don't take it for granted. It's a great thing for them. They made a great sacrifice to come here to play and leave home, and you know, so once they get, you know, they're still adjusting to the food. They're still adjusting to some of the slang. Their English is fine. It's just the whole slang thing. We took them to a football game. They were totally confused. Baseball, they're still not figuring that out. But it's been fun because they've added something different, and every year, you know, when you have that kind of thing, it really it's entertaining for our kids to learn too about like other cultures. That's part of growing up. You know, your educational experience is not just in a classroom. This classroom here, you learn a lot too, and they're going to learn a lot from each other, and that'll be fun to see after the year's over and they take a trip to Mason City, Iowa, or to Texas, or to, you know, somewhere with their teammate, what they really think of living in the great United States, at least for a couple of years.
You mentioned also in your comments about how you basically shut down practice near the end of last season, how much you regretted that. Why? What led to that decision in the first place, and why do you have second thoughts about it now?
Well, what led to it was we had 6 healthy bodies. We were getting tired. We just felt like, let's just save anything we have for the games. And in retrospect, that probably wasn't the greatest thing to do, because I don't know if we were as prepared. We should have done some things a little different. Practice maybe short but harder. Figure out some different ways to use other people, and we were literally limping this thing to the literally and figuratively limping this thing to the finish line. And I think again at the end maybe we lost some competitive edge, because it was a lot of video walkthrough, and where maybe just come out and compete a little bit. You just kind of keep that. It's like you know, clinching a playoff berth early, and you coasted compared to the wild card teams that are fighting to the finish line. And maybe we should have taken the Cardinal away, and not this year, but fight to the end, and you go into the playoffs with a little bit of an edge, like the Giants are doing now, and maybe the Blue Jays. And that was something that I definitely learned that was not the way to do it. Hopefully we don't have to go through that again, but it was a mistake on my part.
Taking a look at the Big 12, I'm guessing it's going to be a tough league this year?
Yeah, I think the Big 12 this year will reflect or mirror what the men were like last year. You know, our men's team was great, but they were 10-6 and finished 6th. You know, 10-8 and finished in 6th place. I think our league this year could be similar. Baylor's a monster. Texas is a monster. We have some new coaches that have recruited new players. A lot of transfers that have sat out last year. So I think our teams, our league this year will be a league that literally is going to be as competitive as it's been since I've been here. And it's exciting to be a part of that, but you know, you better be ready to go every night, and you know, that's just the way the Big 12 is, and hopefully we'll be ready to go.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank
Appreciate
you, Dave.
it.
Nice to see you, man.